Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to Daily Current Affairs session. So these are the articles that we are going to cover today from various sources. First one, a new initiative, International Center for Audit of Local Governance, ICAL. So very important. This was inaugurated by our CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General, right? So this is part of polity. Then Finance Commission. So again, one more article related to the polity. Next one, rooftop solar system. So recently Asian Development Bank has granted certain funding for our rooftop solar project. So again, this was in news. We have discussed this few months back. Anyway, this is part of our economy. This is part of our economy. Next, PM Swanidhi scheme. So this is related to the schemes and policies. Schemes and policies. Next one, Kirti program. So again, this is also part of schemes and policies. Okay, so these are all the articles that we are going to cover, and after that we will see some factual pointers. There are 4-5 factual pointers as well which are relevant, and then some practice questions, right? So these are all the articles that we are going to cover today. I hope my voice as well as video is fine. Okay, so yes, very good evening Santosh, welcome to the session. Let's go for the discussion without any delay. First article is related to the International Center for Audit of Local Governance. See, there are certain things that we need to understand from this particular name. Audit and then local governance. So these two are very important to be understood before going into this article, right? So briefly, let's discuss them. Audit refers to estimation or scrutiny of finances of any particular thing. For example, there is a one department or any bank. We need to do audit. It means to process whether the funds has been released properly, and then the funds after release has been allocated and spent in a correct manner, so that the public will know whether the funds are going in a right manner, right? So this can be for anything. Audit for any government, it can be for a private organization, but for private organizations we are not too much concerned because they themselves can take care. But for government offices it is very important because those funds are nothing but of ours, that is public funds, what government is doing the expenditure, right? So auditing means scrutinizing, estimating the expenses of any body, right? Now auditing of local governance they are saying. So what is local governance? That is also important to be understood. We have three-tier structure in India. We have three-tier structure of the government, right? One is central government, then state, then we have the Panchayat Raj and municipalities, that is third tier, right? So we talk them as local self-government. Local self-government. So here the auditing process of center as well as state is fine. There is no big issues as such because the constitutionally it has been clearly mentioned that CAG will take care, Comptroller and Auditor General, right? So Comptroller and Auditor General is a constitutional body which is taken care of the finances that's been expenditure done by the center and state. But the big issue is about the local self-government, that is Panchayat Raj and municipalities, how they are doing their auditing or how the finance is being distributed. So this is a very important thing because at the local level, at the decentralized level, we need to know the proper expenditure of the funds, right? So this has become a big issue. That's why governments are coming up with a lot of initiative. And one such initiative is about ICAL, right? International Center for Audit of Local Governance. The context you can see here, Comptroller and Auditor General, the present Auditor General, right, CAG, Girish Chandra Murmu has inaugurated the International Center for Audit and Local Local Governance in Rajkot, Gujarat. A very important one. This is the first such organization in India, right? International Center for Audit of Local Governance was established in Rajkot, Gujarat. A very important fact to be understood, right? So surely you will see this in the coming examination. let's know more about this ICAL. This is a first in the country. There was no such organization before that which is established to promote the audit of the local governance, right? So this is the first such office according to this reports, right, which was established in the Rajkot. And why it was established, you might be already aware after discussing the two terminologies. The government, or you can say, all the governance in India want to encourage the global standards in auditing of the local governance bodies like Panchayat Raj municipalities. So government want to encourage the global standards in auditing of the local governance bodies, that is Panchayat Raj. That is the main aim. So to take care of this thing, Dinesh Patil, already a principal accountant general at the Gujarat. At the Gujarat, there is a principal accountant general. The same person was given with the role as a director general of this ICAL, right? So this is also important fact. In lower level of exams like RRB JE, RRB or SSC JE, they may ask in the exams, right? Even SSC CGL and all. So Dinesh Patil was the principal accountant general of Gujarat, who was appointed as a director general of ICAL, right? Now some functions about this ICAL. We have seen that the main function is to establish the global standards for auditing the local governance bodies. That is the thing. And we have some more objectives that we have discussed this point, the global standards, and then collaborative platform for policy makers. That means there are thousands of Panchayat Raj, there's thousands of municipal bodies across states. So they want to encourage the collaboration between different panchayats and municipalities. So that is also one of the functions as well as the objectives of ICAL, right? And enhancing independence of local government auditors. A very important thing in India is that the element of corruption. Even in this local bodies also, there is an influence of politicians, whether MLAs or MPs or even the local politicians. There was a highly influence in the finances of the local self-governance, that is Panchayat Raj. So that's why this also encourages the independence. That means the politicians or any other people should not involve in the auditing process. So that is also one more objective. And of course, the new technology, new excellence which are required for auditing, all those things will also be included in this, right? And briefly about the auditing structure in India. Briefly about the auditing structure in India. In India, there is a three-tier governments. So we have already seen central government, state government, and local self-government. We have discussed this, but a few facts are there which are important. And the three-tier ones are Panchayat Raj institutions and ULBs, urban local bodies, that is municipalities. For state and center, CAG is taking care, right? Comptroller and Auditor General. But for Panchayat Raj and urban local bodies, it is in the hands of state legislature. Whoever appoints or whatever the state governments appoint, they will take care of the audit. At the state level, examiner of local fund accounts, a very important one. Mostly this was not covered in the traditional books like even Lakshmikant also, which is important for polity subject. So at the state level, the CAG, the Comptroller and Auditor General, gives powers for the examiner of local fund accounts, or some other name also called Director of Local Fund Accounts. So these are the two names across the states who are actually does the auditing, and that will be assisted by CAG. So CAG is the responsible for state governments also, but on behalf of CAG, they appoint Examiner of Local Fund Accounts or Director of Local Fund Accounts. This is a person. These two are the persons who are in charge or head of the auditing at the state level, right? And CAG will assist it, oversee it, what has happened and all. CAG will of course take care, right? So this is the structure of auditing in at present in India, right? This is about the new ICAL. Any doubts in this? Good evening, Malini. Welcome to the session. Okay, so that is about the first article. Now the second article, Finance Commission. The context again taken from Press Information Bureau. The 16th Finance Commission. The 16th Finance Commission headed by former Niti Aayog Vice Chairman. So Arvind Panagaria was the first Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, right? He was being taken care of the 16th Finance Commission. He is the head of the 16th Finance Commission, and he started calling for the meetings and whatever the work required for the Finance Commission, right? So let's see details about the Finance Commission. So Finance Commission is a constitutional body. That means it is not established through act or executive body like Niti Aayog. It is a constitutional body which was deriving its power from the Article 280, right? So in the Article 280 itself, clearly they have mentioned that Finance Commission should exist, right? And it is appointed by the President. Before knowing the appointment and all, what is the role of Finance Commission? That is also very important. The role of Finance Commission is to just recommend. It is not a mandatory thing. Just recommend to the central government to distribute the finances between the center and states. So I'm emphasizing the word recommendation. That means whatever the recommendations made by the Finance Commission is not a mandatory on the central government. It is just a recommendatory in nature. Fine. So here Finance Commission role is to recommend the devolution of the finances, that is distribution of finances between the center and states. For example, center collects the income tax, right? Income tax, corporate tax, security transaction tax, there's a lot of other taxes. Central government collects and accordingly they will distribute to the states, different states, right? So that's why it is recommendatory in nature, and the role is to recommend to distribute the finances between the center and state governments, right? So this is the objective. Now this Article 280 empowers President to appoint the Finance Commission for every 5 years. So for every 5 years, Finance Commission will be appointed by the President, and the members, the chairperson as well as 4 other members, total 5 members is the number for the Finance Commission, the Constitution, right? So this 5 members are appointed by the President itself. But a very important thing to be understood, the Parliament would determine the qualifications, salaries, whatever the procedures to be appointed, everything. Just that President will appoint them finally. But whatever the process required, all these things will be taken care by the Parliament itself, right? So Parliament would determine the eligibility, the salaries, all those things will be determined by Parliament through Act, right? So that is also important thing. Now in 1992, they have amended Article 280 and gave power to the Finance Commission that even the consolidated fund of states, panchayats will also be recommended by the Finance Commission. That means as the Panchayat Raj system has come into the picture from 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. In 1992 itself, panchayats and municipalities came into the picture in India in 1992, right? So since then, it was amended and Finance Commission duties was increased, that they can recommend the finances to be given to the panchayats as well. That is also one important thing. So this was amended in 1992, right? Now coming to the 16th Finance Commission. So for every 5 years, the Finance Commission will be appointed by the President. Now related to the 16th Finance Commission, this was appointed by the President heading former Vice President of Niti Aayog, Arvind Panagaria will be heading this, and this will be starting, the recommendation of 16th Finance Commission will be starting from April 1, 2026. Currently we are in the 15th Finance Commission recommendation. Now 16th Finance Commission recommendation will come into the Act from April 1. The financial year starts from April 1 to March 31, right? So this is the financial year. So April 1, 2026, it will come into the picture, and the deadline for this 16th Finance Commission to submit the report to the President. October 31, 2025 is the deadline. So the report will be submitted to the President, and President will keep in front of the Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha, and accordingly it will be implemented from April 1, 2026, right? Now the decision making process of Finance Commission a little bit more we can know. First one is vertical devolution. Vertical devolution means center, states and local body. So it will recommend as what funds to be given to the state governments, what funds to be allocated for the Panchayat Raj. So this is the vertical devolution. And then horizontal devolution between the states as well. So we have 28 states and some more union territories as well. So whatever the recommendation made within the states, that is called as the horizontal devolution. So that is also one important thing to be understood, right? In the previously, the total funds collected by the central government, 13th Finance Commission recommended that 32% has to be given to the states, right? 14th Finance Commission recommended 42% of the total funds. Say for example 100 crores the central government has collected in that financial year. So 42% has to be given to the states. Now currently the 15th Finance Commission recommended 41% to the states. So 41 crore will be distributed in 28 states, right? Differently, it is not equally. That is called as the horizontal devolution, right? So this is about the 16th Finance Commission or the Finance Commission. Yes, Sanjan, correct. So it happens, it is appointed by the president for every 5 years, and of course, they even before that they keep meeting and they're discussing these things, right? So that is about the Finance Commission. Next one, rooftop solar systems. Rooftop solar system. The context is Asian Development Bank approves support for rooftop solar systems in India. The context. So this is the context that Asian Development Bank has given approval for funding the rooftop solar projects in India. Fine. Loans will be made available through State Bank of India and NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So these two banks will be involved in distributing the funds to various whatever the projects, whether it is private or public made by the government, right? So this is the context. So they may ask you which bank was recently approved for giving the loans to the rooftop solar project of India, right? So it is Asian Development Bank. Now let's also see, the article also covers about the present capacity of our rooftop solar energy. Also before that, let's understand what actually is a rooftop solar energy. We have a lot of solar energy plants now. Some are commercial, right? Some are exclusively built for capturing the solar energy, right? But rooftop solar energy is the solar panel built on the residential buildings, that is our own homes, like normal residential homes, so that everyone if could able to deploy this rooftop solar panels, then the government burden will reduce, as we ourselves we are producing and we are using it. So fossil fuels energy will be reduced, right? Now we need to know about the some more context, that what is the present India's capacity. We will see the background on scheme related to this as well, but you need to know about the numbers. You need to remember this. The total India's installed rooftop solar capacity as of increased by 3 gigawatts, and as of March 31, 2024, we have 11.87 gigawatts. So this number is a very, very important one to be remembered. The current India's rooftop solar energy capacity is 11.87 gigawatts. So you can visualize that all the residential buildings, what they are generating together of rooftop solar energy is just the 11.87 gigawatts. We need to increase a lot. That's the government aim, right? So let's see also the background, rooftop solar program overview. Earlier in 2010, some 15 years before approximately, they have launched the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission. Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission was launched in 2010 with the aim to generate total 20 gigawatts by 2022, including the rooftop solar, normal solar, right? So together total solar energy, the aim was to develop 20 gigawatts by 2022. But what has happened? We immediately achieved. There's a lot of solar energy propelled across the country. So we immediately achieved it in a very short span. That's why they have increased the target 100 gigawatts by 2022, right? So this 20 was revised in between, just after 3-4 years itself they have revised, and they have promised that they want to develop 100 gigawatts by 2022. And out of this 100, they have aimed at 40 gigawatts specifically from rooftop solar component, right? So out of total 100 gigawatts solar energy the target has kept, 40 was specifically made from the rooftop solar energy, right? So this is the target out of the total 100. Now, as of December 2022, the capacity has just 7.5 gigawatts, right? So they could not able to achieve. Even at the end of December 2022, they have kept the target as 40 gigawatts, but that they have achieved only 7.5 gigawatts, right? So we have failed. We have achieved the total solar energy, but we were not able to succeed in getting the rooftop solar energy, right? So 7.5 gigawatts was the achievement, and now this 40 gigawatts we have kept the target to achieve by 2026. Earlier it was 2022, but now the target is 2026. So you have to remember that 40 gigawatts rooftop solar energy, the aim is to generate it by 2026. Very important to be remembered. But the overall India's RTS, that is rooftop solar energy potential, is 796 gigawatts. We have capacity to have approximately 800 gigawatts, but we are just producing only 40 gigawatts. That means most of our homes does not connected with the solar panels. That is the issue, right? So to achieve this, the target of 500 gigawatts, India also promised that by 2030 we will generate 500 gigawatts. So to achieve that, we also need to achieve 100 gigawatts of rooftop solar energy, right? Not just about solar energy, we need to also increase our rooftop solar energy. This is what we have promised even at the international forum, including the UNFCCC, right? Now to achieve, before seeing this, there are some more facts. The highest rooftop solar energy was generated by Gujarat. 3,456 megawatts as generated by Gujarat, first rank, specifically rooftop solar energy, and then Maharashtra, and then Rajasthan. So these three states are in the top 3 ranks of producing rooftop solar energy. But we have seen that we are lagging behind whatever the target. The overall solar energy is fine, but we were not able to achieve the rooftop solar energy. For that purpose, the government has launched Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. In this year budget itself, government has launched this. And what is the objective? That is important for us. They want to encourage the rooftop solar energy by giving 300 units of free electricity. Now if you are using electricity, you are paying monthly bill, right? But if you deploy this solar panels through your rooftop, then you will get the 300 units of free electricity. So you won't be paid any electricity if you could able to deploy this. And through this, they want to add 20 gigawatts rooftop solar energy project. So through this scheme, specifically the aim was to generate 20 gigawatts of rooftop solar energy. That is also important. And the total cost for this scheme is 75,021 crores the government is spending, right? And this is also objective to encourage 1 crore households. We have seen our capacity is 800 gigawatts of rooftop solar energy. If you could able to deploy all the houses with the residential rooftop solar panels, but it was very less now. So that's why it want to cover 1 crore houses, right? That is also important, right? It is a scheme, same scheme will be installing the solar power systems at rooftop for residential consumers. It is not for consumer commercial ones, it is for the residential ones. So that is also important fact, right? So that is about the rooftop solar energy, the present capacity and the scheme associated with the targets. There's a huge numbers here. You just need to remember them, right? Any doubts on this? See, budget is a different thing. Budget is the one what government gets, from the revenue, like from various sources, and how it allocates to the different departments. Finance Commission is not allocating to different departments. They are just recommending to devolve the funds between center and states. Overall, whatever the taxes, whatever the amount central government is getting, so it is recommending to distribute between the states and Panchayat Raj. That's all. It is not related to the whatever like departments and all. Right? So budget is allocating within the central government. So central government will have a separate budget, state government will have a separate budget that they will allocate within their own departments. Right? Next article is about PM Swanidhi scheme. PM Swanidhi scheme. The context is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has organized an event. This is also taken from Press Information Bureau. Right? So they have facilitated the better performance of PM Swanidhi scheme. They have just facilitated it. But we need to know about the scheme as well. That is very important for us. Now, few facts about it. It was launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs on June 1, 2020. So during COVID times, this was launched. A very important one to be understood. And what is the objective? You might have seen on the roads, there's a lot of street vendors with small fruits, food and all. Now, they have lost their jobs during the COVID times, right? So during COVID times, everything was closure and no consumers were there to buy. So everything was closed and it affected their livelihood, right? So to get back them into their business, the government has come up with providing the small loans for the street vendors up to 10,000 rupees. So to come out of the COVID lockdown, and India, almost all the countries have seen the economic slump during the COVID. So to reactivate our growth, even for the street vendors, the government has come up with the PM Swanidhi scheme, where they will be providing small loans, 10,000 loans to the street vendors, whoever are having the business registered before the COVID, right? There's a deadline also, we will see the facts as well. So the aim is to encourage them to do business, right? To get back to their livelihood. That is the objective. So it is a micro credit facility we have just seen. So micro credit means very small. 10,000 is not a big loan amount. Fine. This was launched up to March 2020. From June 2020 until March 2022, they can take the 10,000 loans and accordingly they can start the business. But later it was extended till December 2024. This year, 2024 December, there is a deadline. So anyone who are doing the business of street vendors can take this loan and then they can generate the business, right? Now, who are eligible? That is also important for us. In exam, they are asking about the eligibility also. Now, the first eligibility is that they have to register, they should have the certificate that there was having a business. Whoever want to get this loan, they need to prove that we were having the business before the COVID. Before March 24, 2020, they should have a certificate that they were the business doing the street vendor. So that certificate is mandatory. And then as per the Street Vendors Act 2014, there is a Street Vendors Act 2014 passed by the Parliament. These town vending committees are established to give the certification. So from where this street vendors has to take the certificate, that is town vending committees at the different city level, right? So these who are having the business before March 24, 2020, they can restart the business. And what benefits they will get? First thing, they are getting the 10,000 loan, and they need to pay back. Of course, there will be interest, right? There will be interest. Wherever they are taking loan, they need to pay interest, 10%, 12%. There will be interest, of course, right? Every month they need to pay back. But why will they take loans if there is an interest, right? If there is an interest, why will I take a loan? I will try to take my own money or something like that, right? So because of that, government, whoever pays the installment on timely, 7% of the interest, say for example 10%, they need to pay interest to the bank. 7% will be paid by the government itself. So they just need to pay 3%, and 3% interest is a very small amount, right? So to encourage them, whoever are paying on a timely basis the installment, 7% interest will be paid by the government itself. The street vendor will not have any burden. Only 3% they can take care, right? So this is the objective of the scheme. This is the process that it encourages. It also encourages to start the scanners. You might have seen in almost all the shops, even small shops, we are having the scanners, right? UPIs, so that it will be digitalized. The black economy will be taken back, right? We are encouraging the digital economy. So whoever promotes this digital economy, up to 100 rupees cashbacks are given to those street vendors as well as part of the scheme, right? Now, Small Industrial Development Bank, SIDB, a very, very important fact to be remembered. SIDB, Small Industrial Development Bank of India, is the nodal agency of implementing this PM Swanidhi scheme. A very important factor, right? These are all the facts related to the PM Swanidhi scheme. I hope this is clear. Any doubts in this? Let's move to the next article, that is Kriti program. Kriti program. The context is, you all know that Paris Olympics are coming, right? The government has started Khelo India Rising Talent Identification, Kriti program. Khelo India Rising Talent Identification program. So this program was launched way back, but they are restarting it, right? So this is the context. Now, before knowing what is Kriti program, let's know about the Khelo India scheme. Khelo India scheme was envisaged in 2017-18. You all know that Indian performance in Olympics or even Asian Games or even Commonwealth Games, we are not performing well. So to encourage the sports, to encourage the medals that India need to win, the government has come up with the Khelo India programs in 2017-18 to identify the people who are having skills in various games at the grassroots level, that means at the village level. So that is the objective, right? So Khelo India Games were launched in 2017-18. It is a central sector scheme launched by Ministry of Youth Affairs. Central sector means 100% funded by the central government itself. So there is no involvement or requirement of any funding from the state governments, right? It is a central sector scheme launched by Ministry of Youth Affairs. And there are twin objectives of Khelo India programs. One is mass participation and promotion of excellence. That means everyone can participate, and also excellence means getting expertise in their fields. So this is about the Khelo India program. Now, Khelo India Rising Talent Identification Program, Kirti program. So this sometimes they are also asking the shortcuts. So you just need to know about the shortcuts as well, right? Because in exam you will confuse with other schemes. So this program was launched as part of Khelo India initiative by Ministry of Youth Affairs. And what is the objective? The objective is to identify and nurture young sporting talent. So at the young level itself, 10, 12, 13 years of age itself, they want to catch those kids who are having skills in the sports, right? So it streamlines the grassroots talent, at the local level. That is the objective, just to identify and recognize them, to encourage them to participate continuously in the sports, right? So these are all the articles for today. Now let's see some factual pointers before solving the MCQs. Okay. First fact, that Global Education Monitoring Report 2024 was released by UNESCO, right? UNESCO has released the Global Education Monitoring Report, and this year theme is on climate change. Every year it will release the education monitoring report, but this year education and climate change is the theme. They may ask you in the exam, this year Global Education Monitoring Report theme is what, right? So it is related to the climate. Next one, Jordan's cursor, many times asked in the exams, right? So this has been a popular question in almost all exams, UPSC, SSC, railways. Jordan's cursor, there was an article on, down to earth. It was reported that it was not visually spotted in over a decade. So in the last 10 years, we have not seen this Jordan's cursor in its natural habitat. There was a small article, right? So it is a nocturnal, that means it will roam in the nights. It will roam in the nights and found only in the Eastern Ghats. A very, very important one to be remembered. They are found only in Eastern Ghats. We have many things, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and Himalayas are also there in the northern part, but they are found only in the Eastern Ghats in India. That is also important. And this bird is nowhere found in any other part of the world. Only in India it is found. It is a bird. You can see here, it is a small bird. And exclusively it is endemic to Andhra Pradesh. They are widely found in the Andhra Pradesh only. Earlier, of course now it is extinct almost, but they can be only seen in Andhra Pradesh, that too in Sri Lankamalleshwara Wildlife Sanctuary. They may ask you this in the exam, which wildlife sanctuary is known for the sightings of Jordan's cursor. So Sri Lankamalleshwara Wildlife Sanctuary. Next one, recently our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has inaugurated India's longest and largest urban tunnel project. Urban tunnel project. This connects between two cities, that is Thane and Borivali in Maharashtra. Thane and Borivali tunnel. This is the longest and the largest urban tunnel in India, and this was constructed by Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority. This is the organization which has built with a total cost of 16,600 crores. Now, because of this connection, Thane to Borivali, we can reach in just 12 minutes. Earlier it was taking around an hour, but now it is just taking the 12 minutes, right? Next fact, a very, very important fact, this was taken from Press Information Bureau. Recently, few days back, worldatlas.com has published the top 5 biggest coal mines in the world, right? Out of those, the first one is Black Thunder mine, that is in United States. Black Thunder mine, they may ask you in the exam. But from India, there are 2 mines. Out of top 5, India, we have 2. One is Jawhara mine and then Kusmanda coal mines. Jawhara mine is the 2nd largest in the world and Kusmanda is 4th largest coal mine in the world. Both are located in the Chhattisgarh state. A very, very important fact, right? So these are all the facts. A very good evening, Keshav. So these are all the facts for today's session. Let's see some practice questions now from whatever the articles that we have discussed. First question, with reference to PM Swanidhi scheme, which of the following statements is correct? They are asking the correct statement, okay? It is an initiative of Ministry of Social Justice. First statement, NABARD is responsible for implementation agency of the scheme administration. This is the second one. It provides loans up to 10,000 with an interest subsidy of 7% on regular payment for selective street vendors. The scheme was launched during the second COVID wave in India 2021. So out of this, they are asking about the correct statement. First, it is initiative of Ministry of Social Justice. This is wrong. It is Ministry of Urban Affairs. Urban Affairs, right? So this is a wrong one. Next, NABARD is responsible. This is also wrong. This is SIDBI. Very good. Rachna and Malini, Santosh have answered already. See, it provides 10,000, yes, with 7% in interest subsidy for selective vendors. So this is correct. This is also wrong. This was not launched in 2021. It was launched in June 2020 after COVID wave 1. Right? This is also wrong. Hence, answer is C. Okay. Next question. With reference to Finance Commission of India, which of the following statements is correct? So they are asking about the correct statement related to the, okay, this was question taken from UPSC Civil Services 2011. You can check online also, right? Directly copied from the UPSC Civil Service Prelims. So they are asking about the correct statement related to the Finance Commission. First one, it encourages the inflow of foreign capital for infrastructure development. Capital inflow means from other countries. It encourages the capital from other countries for infrastructure development. It facilitates the proper distribution of finances among the public sector undertakings, that means PSUs, right? Second one, it ensures transparency in financial administration. So they are saying that the Finance Commission will ensure mandatory transparency in financial administration. None of the statements A, B, C are given are correct. So what is the answer for this? First, it does not encourage or related to any foreign capital, right? So it does not involve with any foreign capital. It does not involve with any distribution of finance among PSUs. It is not related to any transparency in administration as well. So it is just that it encourages just recommends the distribution of resources, financial resources between center and state. It does not have any power for ensuring transparency. So this is also wrong. Hence, none of the statements are correct. Very good. Santosh, Malini, Rachna, Keshav, Ranjan has answered it as correct. Next one. Where is the International Center for Audit of Local Governance located? where is the International Center for Audit of Local Governance located? So we have seen this today. New Delhi, Mumbai, Rajkot and Ahmedabad. So out of this, which city? A very direct question. New Delhi, Mumbai, Rajkot. So it is nothing but Rajkot, right? We have seen it is the India's first one. Correct. Santosh, Rachna, Ranjan, Malini. So good. Next one. Consider the following statements regarding Thane-Borivali Twin Tunnel project. We have discussed this also. The Thane-Borivali Twin Tunnel project is India's longest and the largest urban tunnel. Right? So this is the first statement. Then the project was developed by National Highway Authority of India at cost of 16,600 crore. So this is the second statement. So out of this, which statements are correct? Fourth question. First one, let's see. The Thane-Borivali Twin Tunnel is India's longest and largest urban tunnel. So one should be there. You can eliminate these two, B and D. Then the project was developed by National Highway Authority of India. Wrong. This was done by Mumbai Metropolitan Authority, right? So second statement is wrong. This funding is correct, but the authority is wrong. So second one is wrong. So you can eliminate. Option A is correct. Yes, Ranjan, Santosh, Rachna and Malini. Very good. Last question for today. Kusmanda coal mines, one of the largest in the world, is located in Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal. Right? So where is this Kusmanda coal mines are located? Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal. So we have seen this, a very direct fact, not West Bengal, not Odisha. A little confusion may be there between Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh because those two are the one of the largest ones, right, in terms of coal production. But anyway, this is located in Chhattisgarh. Yes, Santosh, Ranjan, both of you are correct. So that is of today's session. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, please do like and share our videos and see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Thank you.